him and France pretty much breezed into the last 16, right? The reigning champs, the first team to qualify for the last 16, beat Denmark 2-1. Obviously, Mbappe. It was a tight game, though, all over the pitch. But I think, Andy, it was a fair result when we look at how the game played out. And, France just really kind of, as I said, breezed into it, into the last 16 after beating Australia. And then you always felt like in those two games when they wanted to put their foot down on the accelerator, they could. And obviously, Griezmann, great cross for Mbappe's goal.
Mm-hmm.
Dembele was excellent. Giroud playing his role again. And we had some concerns about France. Defensively, I'm still a little bit shaky at times. But, they don't really need to play that well defensively when they got Mbappe up top and Griezmann feeding him and Giroud popping up with goals as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the defense here. I don't think it's the defenders that are the issue, and issue is a harsh word, I think, to use to kind of describe the situation with France. I think it's just a balance thing in the midfield. And now, as Didier Deschamps tries to figure out what the midfield rotation or just the lineup is going to be with Conte and Pogba both unavailable, I think it's going to put a little bit more stress on the back line. And the good news if you're France, you've got Mbappe, you've got Griezmann, you've got Dembele, you've got Giroud up top to, as you work out those kinks through the group stage, you might concede a couple of goals. I did not see them conceding to Denmark. It didn't matter that they conceded to Denmark because they can just go score another goal. So this feels like a team that is, I expected them to start much slower into this tournament and ramp up and get much, much better as they got into like the quarterfinals and the semifinals. They've been pretty close, not all the way there at 100%, but they've been pretty close to it as much as anyone, I guess, at this tournament from the first game. And just handling that situation against Denmark, conceding a goal, it's level, responding to it the way that they did. They're ticking a lot of boxes so far.
Nick, for you, I mean, France, it's hard for a defending champ when they usually, spoke to Hugo Lloris recently and he said, well, the last three defending champs have all gone out in the group stage. So France haven't done that. The depth of their squad is pretty incredible. When you get to see the way that Deschamps was celebrating at the final whistle, that was pretty huge for their confidence, right? To get through after two games, get it done and dusted. They can rotate a few of those great players they have on their bench, and all is pretty well for France. And I think if we can sleep on defending champs, we've kind of slept on them so far. We're speaking about Argentina, Brazil, Spain, maybe even England and Belgium ahead of them, but probably not the case.
Yeah, I think if you can find a coach who is going to look at your team and look at your project beyond, oh man, I'm on a national team and I got to get back into the club game, which they've had now for a dozen years, and they've allowed him to be the heavy hand. They've allowed him to say you're not back in, and you are in. And he has such a deep reservoir of talented players at his disposal that they all feel like they're competing to get called up every time. And so when they get to a World Cup, it's yes, we're the defending champion, and I can't believe I'm here because my friend's not here and this guy's not here, and can you believe he's not here? And I think that's made them competitive in a way that other programs have not been. Mm-hmm. I actually have, if I could change my prediction, I had Brazil beating France in the final. Knowing Neymar's not at 100%, I think France could become the third team to repeat at a World Cup.
Wow, bold prediction there early on, but that just shows us how much France have impressed early on. And we didn't kind of expect it, like Andy said. Everyone thought they'd start slowly, ease into the tournament, but they haven't. They've been absolutely excellent, and they're the first team in the last 16.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.